I am Patrick from Qualcomm Ventures, and yes, I lost the shoe battle earlier today. Um, so I don't think they're that bad now. Uh,
I like
quick
the
an-
red laces.
I know. Quick anecdote before I start. I connected with Arjun through my esteemed colleague Jason Ball. Jason is my colleague in London. He spent the first 20 years of his life in Mississippi and has been wandering around Europe for the last 10, 15 years. So his accent, if you can only imagine, is, as he, I think, self-described, a redneck in a pinstripe suit. Okay, okay.
We actually said
So he
on
was the,
stage.
yeah, he was the icebreaker. He went first. Uh, it's like 1:30 a.m. right now. I think I'm going 18. So clearly Jason is more important than me, but it's all good. So with Qualcomm Ventures, let me give you some background on Qualcomm. I'm not sure how many folks are familiar with Qualcomm. Qualcomm, largest chipset company in the world. One out of every two phones that go to market right now have a Qualcomm chipset in it. 110 billion market cap, spits out about 1 billion of cash flow per quarter. But effectively, blah blah blah, stats galore. We are ecosystem investors, right? We invest in everything wireless. Qualcomm is driving sort of the post-PC era. And it's an enabler, it's a platform, and we invest in startups which foster that ecosystem. So a few sort of, that's sort of a primer on Qualcomm. A few things which unique for Qualcomm Ventures, first of which I'm based out of San Francisco, I'm based in the Bay Area. I don't know if, I think that's sort of unique today. We are bi-coastal. I have 4 companies in New York. I also have colleagues in Korea, Brazil, China, UK, India, and then most of our core team is based in San Diego. 2, we're a corporate venture fund. So what that means, we're an evergreen fund, Qualcomm, balance sheets, no shortage of cash. We make venture investments that don't have sort of onerous or strategic hooks. We are about ecosystem building, and hence no commercial agreements, no business unit sponsorship, very progressive sort of philosophy on that front. And as I mentioned, we're ecosystem builders. So what that means is classic value chain in wireless with infrastructure, device, handset supply chain, software apps, services, enabling technologies. But recently, over the last 5 years, a lot of adjacent categories have become relevant. Clean tech, healthcare, connected devices, cross-platform. We're investing in all of these regions and categories. And in that aspect, we're about ecosystem building. We're strategic in the sense that we have to invest in the wireless domain. We have domain expertise there. But we're in a unique position because Qualcomm is utterly neutral in the value chain. We're not a handset guy. We're not a carrier. Fundamentally, when you invest with us, we won't compete with you. You'll achieve 3 times as much in a third of the effort and time and capital. And ultimately, we won't even acquire. We don't invest to acquire. And finally, corporate venture has gotten I think, some flack recently. It's usually a proxy for frothy markets, overheating. We've been around for about 12 years. I've made 130 investments to date. We have 80 active portfolio companies right now. We've taken 10 public, about 25 exit events. We have folks all over the world. So, and then finally, we're sort of quiet company builders. We do seed investing. I lead our seed program. We've done 16 seed investments, anywhere from 250K to 750K in a very accelerated process. That's all over the world as well. And then ultimately our value add. I think it comes down to sort of 4 distinct regions. OEM and carrier relationships. At the end of the day, distribution is essential in mobile. So we have folks on the ground in every country or area that you can imagine. 200 plus OEMs, 300 carriers. 2, we're actually very bullish and have contrarian thesis around Android. We help with Android planning and device. We have a set of tools that, fragmentation is sort of a part of life on the Android landscape. So we have a set of tools that allow developers to not only hit the ground running in Android, but do it in a cost-efficient manner. Third, a bunch of technical insights and engineering acumen. Wireless very unique on the sensor side, and other hardware acceleration that we give sort of our portfolio companies a sneak peek. And then finally, just access to early hardware. So developer handsets that aren't in market yet, And yeah, so in terms of thesis-driven, very thesis-driven investors, somewhat contrarian, we invest in Android-first companies. We've invested in mobile-first, a lot of companies that exploit sensors, a lot of crowdsourcing elements that use handsets as probes, and then ultimately next-generation sensors, which we call sort of context-aware, that takes the data from the outside and automates sort of output. But very interesting. All Qualcomm just wireless focused, and again, we're ecosystem builders.